Hey everybody, it's Chad from Colorado Giants. There's a semi-truck backing up the driveway, 53 footer, so there's probably something cool in that truck that you want to stay tuned and find out what it is. So, Emily just unloaded the truck by herself. That was
all by myself. I'm strong.
she's strong. That was a lot of stuff. That was probably more stuff than I was expecting. What about you? What'd you think?
It was a little more than expected. Yeah.
So we've got a lot of stuff to move to the back because unfortunately, the semi truck, who's trying to close his doors, and I probably should move, couldn't get to the back, so I'll have to move it all a second time, unfortunately. But it's here. It's exciting, isn't it exciting?
So excited, I can't wait.
She's not being facetious at all. Okie dokie, everybody. Woo! Sorry about the wild hair, what's left of it up there. All right, so let's talk about what we got. If you are getting a Rimol Greenhouse, what are you going to get? So I got the Nor'easter model, 34 foot, 32 foot, 34 foot, 34 or 32 foot by 72 feet. And then it showed up on the truck. Thank goodness we had a truck driver that was willing to help us unload. Otherwise, that would have been a lot more work because, these are not light in any way, shape, or form. And all of these bundles were not light. Then they were very numerous. So we had lots to take off the truck. So let's talk about what was on the truck. So everything did arrive in good shape. You're supposed to inspect the load before it comes out the truck, which we did. The only thing that may potentially be damaged, which unfortunately is quite a big one, is the greenhouse plastic, which I'm trying to roll. So I'm really not going to know. It looks pretty okay, actually, now that I take a real good look at it. If this is the end and this is not a seam, then it's going to be okay. But I'm unsure if that is an end piece or a seam piece. You can see like the coating, they wrapped it up a few times with this. Maybe a few more layers of that would have helped. And there is some bubble wrap in there, but maybe a thicker material would be advisable. But then again, I'm sure they send out a bajillion greenhouses, so what do I know? So there's one layer of the greenhouse plastic, and then we have the wiggle wire. If you will remember our videos in years past from the homemade greenhouse, you'll remember that channel. So we got the channel, there's the wiggle wire. This wiggle wire, I gotta say, I'm not as excited about this wiggle wire as the wiggle wire that I get from like Bootstrap Farmer. This is not coated in PVC or anything, which, ultimately I don't know if that's a big deal or not. I just feel like the PVC coating is a little bit more forgivable when you are assembling a greenhouse because, it's just not metal on metal. It's metal on PVC coated metal. So it's a little bit more forgiving. Ultimately, this is my first one, so again, what do I know? So these ones are all the purlins, all these pieces, that swage into one another. So this is a female piece, or rather a male piece, and then there's female pieces that, the purlins are what run long ways to give it kind of lateral support. These are the truss supports. And then we'll go over and I'll show you everything too. So truss supports, ridge bows, and then over here, I'm just going to, like I said earlier, the semi truck couldn't back up, so I'm gonna get the lawnmower, get the tractor trailer, and then we're gonna load all of this stuff up and take it over there. These are the ridge pieces. So this is the main angle there, and then we have a bunch of parts that honestly I'm not too sure what they are. This is the wood and wall bracket assembly. Lots and lots of brackets and hardware. They did give us a few Rimol beanies. Thanks, guys, from Rimol. Another box of these. This is what ultimately will hold on top of like the ridge poles. Will hold like the purlins in place. The beanies. A white box of mystery. What is in the white box of mystery? Probably a motor or something. It is a motor, so that is not a remote. That's my thermostat. So that thermostat is what will control the motors that open up the fans. This is a spacer assembly for the double layer greenhouse. This is what will create a bubble between the two layers of plastic. There is the blower motor, and lots of hardware. So you see like end wall wire lock. So I'm going to be going through lots and lots of batteries on the drill assembling this. So we'll walk over here, and I kind of mocked one up just because why not? It's when you get a new toy, of course you gotta go out and play with it. I will say the one bit of disappointment that I have is that, in all of the reading, they're supposed to send you a instruction manual ahead of time. I did not get the instruction manual ahead of time, and the one that was kind of supplied to me via PDF is like a generic one. It doesn't have like a lot of the things that are necessarily specific to mine. And then one of the other things that I wish I would have had a little bit more insight on was perhaps a longer ground post. So this is, get it behind me. So this is one mocked up bow. So, the middle piece, the bow halves, the truss support, and then the truss braces. And then over here is the ground rod. So this is going to be 2 feet in the ground with 10 inches, with 12 inches being above the ground. So that's going to go 2 foot into the ground. And then they did supply in the fourth box of hardware. So another box of hardware. They do give you a ground post driver, which is pretty cool. So this is, maybe I can take this out. Hold on one second, we'll take this out and I'll show you what it is. Okay, so the ground post driver. This is a solid, definitely a lathe billet, basically sledgehammer. So what you want to do is slide this down into your ground post. So when you're driving this in with a sledgehammer, you're not deforming and bending up your ground post, because the ground post has to then slide into this swage here. And then it's pretty nice because everything has holes already there. So you will, to the best of my ability, I will try and line these holes up. And then it's just as simple as that to bolt it all together. Hopefully it all goes together pretty easy. And I'm looking at, the heights from ground height to there, and I'm going to say it's probably about 6-7 feet or so. So that'll be good. I won't be banging my head in there. And then the last of it is either the inner or the outer roll of plastic, because I'm using 2 layers of plastic. 8-foot roll-up door. The 8-foot roll-up door is going to go at this end where I have the easiest access. So this is where, if I get a real giant pumpkin, which is the hope, fingers crossed, I'll have to drive a Bobcat in there to get the pumpkin out, and then just a regular door. It's not a screen door, but a regular door that will go down at that end. So that's basically it. There was no manual, like I said, unfortunately. I would have liked to have had the manual ahead of time so I could read about everything, but you know, such is life. The other thing that I'm not thrilled about is there's not pre-drilled holes for that truss, for the truss support. Oops, there we go. There's not pre-drilled holes in that, so I will have to drill into that. Is that the end of the world? No. Mr. Rooster thinks it is. And then, yeah, so that's about it. Today's, what is today? Today's a Monday. So, the hydrant people are coming on this Wednesday. And then the electrician to run the sub panel is coming on the following Monday. So, hopefully in, what are we, Wednesday? Hopefully by like next Saturday. I'm not sure when this video will come out. I'm a video or two behind, so time is somewhat skewed. Yeah, so you'll just have to take my word for it. That it's all kind of coming together. It's gonna be tight, but once I get the electrical, well, shoot, once I get the Grand Canyon, let me show you guys this. Once I get the Grand Canyon filled in, I'm not sure if I captured that to its full glory in the previous video. My 6-foot hole that looks an awful lot like, or my 6-foot trench that looks an awful lot like maybe 10 to 12 foot. Once that gets filled in, then I'll have my access back to this area, so that the hydrant's got to get laid. I'll backfill this in about 4 feet, so the electrical conduit's buried 2 feet. And then once that's done, then I can bring in, I'm going to rent a Bobcat. I'm going to fill in everything. I'm going to fill in all of this, and then really I can go to town. Our corner posts are still all in place, so that's really my main holdup. Once I get that, I knock on wood, famous last words, I think it'll come together pretty quickly. I hope. Yeah, so that's enough talking for this video. We got the greenhouse. If you're thinking about getting a Rimol Nor'easter, so far I would have to give it, a B, solid B plus, A minus. Just a few hiccups. Unfortunately, the hiccups are kind of like pain in the boot hiccups, but I'm sure that they'll rectify the situation. Yes, Mr. Rooster, I agree. I'm sure they'll rectify the situation, whatever it may be, but that's what we're going to be building. There's going to be one of those every 4 feet, and then a whole lot of stuff in between them and all of that. So I'm pretty excited. I remain somewhat nervous, but still excited. I think I can do it. With the help of that rooster over there and Emily, anything is possible if you believe. Coronavirus, sorry. So that's it. Questions, comments, queries, or even a concern, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this pumpkin growing season, so that we have 1,000 people watching what we got going on when we really grow a big one next year. I got lots of things to show you guys and tell you about that I don't think I did. You can see there's a big pile of brown stuff back there, lots of perlite over there. So all this dirt is going to be beautified, but that's another video. Let's not get off topic here. So like, subscribe, share with a friend, get out there, grow a pumpkin.